In the year 2375, Earth sent its final message to the galaxy, a signal of peace, of hope, and of unity. After that, the stars grew silent. No ship came back, no signal was heard. And slowly, the rest of the galaxy forgot Earth. The Galactic Council removed Earth's name from maps. Historians called it the Lost World. Some believed it was destroyed in a solar event. Others thought humanity had gone extinct after the resource wars. Whatever the truth was, no one tried to find out. They simply moved on. But not everyone forgot. Turin was a young alien historian from the Vicari species. He had always been curious about old stories, especially the ones about Earth. He found fragments, old images of cities, music files, records of human wars and victories. What fascinated him most was that humans were once feared and respected. They had changed the course of several galactic wars. Then they just vanished. Turin wanted to know why. Against the advice of his mentors, he set a course for the edge of the galaxy, where Earth was once located. It was a long and dangerous trip. Pirates roamed those parts, and navigation was difficult. The coordinates were based on old data, barely reliable. But Turin was determined. After weeks of travel, his small research ship dropped out of hyperspace. Before him was a blue and green planet, calm, beautiful, untouched. It was Earth, still there, still whole. No damage, no signs of war, but also no lights, no satellites, no radio signals. The planet looked alive, yet silent. Turin activated his scanners. No results. Everything bounced back. It was like trying to look through a wall. Then something unexpected happened. His ship systems froze for a few seconds. A small drone appeared out of nowhere, black, smooth, quiet. It scanned his vessel and played a message in perfect Vicari language. "You have reached restricted space. Do not return. You are being washed." Then the drone vanished, just like that. Turin was terrified. He quickly turned his ship around and fled the system. As soon as he was back in safe space, he sent a private report to his university. But it was intercepted. The council didn't want this news to spread. Earth was supposed to be gone. If they were alive, if they had technology to block scans and appear without warning, what else did they have? The council tried to silence Turin. They accused him of spreading false information and placed him under investigation. But it was too late. His message had already been copied and leaked. Other explorers started talking. Ships began heading toward Earth's last known position. None returned. The rumors began to grow. Earth is still alive. They have technology we can't detect. They are angry. They remember. Turin sat alone in a detention center, watching the chaos unfold on the news. He knew something had changed. He had touched something forbidden. The stars had forgotten Earth, but Earth had not forgotten the stars. And soon, everyone would remember. The Galactic Council held an emergency meeting deep inside their central command station, hidden within the Navari cluster. 12 alien species sat around a giant circular table, each one representing a major power in the galaxy. The atmosphere was heavy. No one smiled. No one spoke carelessly. The topic was clear: Earth. They had ignored that little planet for 250 years. They had erased it from records, told their people it no longer mattered. But now, rumors were spreading faster than they could stop them. Ships that tried to approach Earth were vanishing. Drones were appearing without warning. A silent wall seemed to surround the entire solar system. Nothing got in. Nothing came out. And yet, Earth was there, watching. An elder named Votharn, from the Krell Empire, slammed his hand on the table. "We should have destroyed them when we had the chance," he hissed. "Now they return, stronger than before." "But we don't know what they've become," replied Dela, a soft-spoken leader from the Taran species. They sent no threat, just a warning. The council was divided. Some wanted to attack now, before Earth made its next move. Others feared it would trigger something worse. After all, they had betrayed Earth long ago, during the Great Resource War. When humanity needed help, the Council had turned its back. Earth was left to burn while its allies took what they could and fled. Now, it seemed, Earth had not forgotten. Tareen, still locked away in a low-security prison on the Council's moon station, watched the news on a small screen. He was no longer seen as a crazy historian. He was now called the one who woke the giant. Many supported him. Some feared him. But one thing was clear. His message had changed everything. From the shadows, others began searching for Earth too. Smugglers, treasure hunters, even private fleets. Most never returned. Some ships were found drifting, empty, untouched, but cold as death. Their black boxes contained the same chilling message. Do not enter. Earth is watching. The galaxy began whispering. Children were told bedtime stories about the silent planet. Merchants avoided Earth's sector. Military leaders upgraded defense systems. Fear spread across worlds like wildfire. Then, something new happened. A small cargo ship carrying spices from the Murik system passed too close to Earth's space. The crew reported strange flashes near their ship. Not weapons, not explosions. Just lights. Moving fast. Too fast. The pilot, a nervous Sarnak, described it to reporters. They flew like shadows, but brighter than stars. They didn't touch us, but we knew they could. The video from the ship's recorder went viral. Millions watched it on galactic feeds. For a few seconds, the screen showed something. Small black ships without engines or lights, hovering close before vanishing. The video was later removed from all major networks, but copies still spread. People asked questions. How advanced were the humans now? Why had they stayed silent for so long? What were they building behind that invisible wall? The Council had no answers. Meanwhile, Tareen received a visit. A hooded figure entered his cell in the middle of the night. She didn't speak her name, but called herself part of the Rememberers, a secret group of aliens who believed Earth was not a threat, but a lesson. She handed him a small device. "We need your voice again," she said. "The galaxy has forgotten what humans went through. Remind them." Tareen hesitated. He had seen the fear in everyone's eyes. But he also remembered the beauty of Earth from his ship's window, the blue oceans, the green lands, the quiet power. He nodded. The next day, a broadcast appeared across unregulated frequencies. Tareen's voice echoed through thousands of ships and planets. Earth is not lost. It is waiting. We turned our backs when they needed us. And now, we wonder why they won't speak. If they return, it will not be for revenge. It will be for justice. That message lit a spark. Small groups across the galaxy began to protest against the Council's silence. Others begged for peace talks. And in hidden corners of space, resistance movements began preparing. Not for war, but for truth. But Earth said nothing. No reply. No message. No sound. Just silence. And that silence was louder than any war cry. For weeks, the galaxy waited in fear. Rumors about Earth spread like wildfire, but no one truly knew what was happening behind the invisible wall around the solar system. Ships disappeared. Messages were ignored. The Galactic Council tried to control the panic, but it was no use. People were scared. Some were curious. Others were preparing for war. Then one day, everything changed. Without warning, every major communication network across the galaxy went dark. Screens froze. Transmissions stopped. Military systems, news channels, and even private calls were all taken over by a single signal. A black screen appeared. Then, white words in galactic common. "This is Earth. We are alive. We remember." The words stayed for 10 seconds. Then came the voice. Calm. Cold. Human. "You left us. You watched us burn. You took what was ours, and when we cried for help, you turned away." The message played on every device, in every language, across every world. We do not forget. We do not forgive. We do not ask for peace. We ask for truth. The screen turned white, and slowly an image appeared, a giant human face, half covered in shadow. It stared at the viewers, silent. Then the message ended. The screen went black again. Then, everything returned to normal. But nothing was normal anymore. The entire galaxy froze in fear. No one had ever hijacked the galactic network before. Not even the most powerful empires. Not even the Council itself. And Earth had done it. In 10 seconds. Military leaders demanded answers. Scientists studied the signal and discovered something more terrifying. It hadn't come from one place. The message had come from dozens of hidden sources spread across different sectors. That meant Earth had ships, satellites, or stations far beyond their home system. The Council held another emergency meeting. Vofarn from the Krell Empire shouted, "They're sending a warning before they strike. We must prepare to attack." But others disagreed. "They could have destroyed us already," said Dela of the Taran. "They only spoke." "They reminded us of our betrayal," added a third member, quietly. "That's all. No threats, just memory." Still, panic took over. Border planets activated shields. Fleets were moved to outer space. Civilian traffic dropped. Trade slowed down. For the first time in 200 years, the galaxy felt small and unsafe. Meanwhile, people everywhere talked about Earth. Some remembered Earth's help during the ancient wars, how human soldiers fought for planets that weren't even theirs, how they built technology that helped backward worlds, how they shared medicine, food, and knowledge with everyone, and how, during the Resource War, the Council had refused to help Earth in return. Tareen, now hiding with the Remembers, watched it all unfold. He saw the fear in people's eyes, but he also saw hope. Some believed Earth had returned to restore balance. Some believed they would bring justice, not destruction. But no one knew what Earth really wanted. Then, 3 days after the message, a second sign came. A large space station near the border of the Tarvik system picked up a signal. Not a message, but a ship. It was huge, black as space. No markings, no lights. It moved slowly, passing through systems without stopping. It didn't respond to hails. It didn't attack. It didn't even scan anything. But everywhere it passed, communication systems stopped working for exactly 7 minutes, then returned. The people began calling it the ghost of Earth, and then came the third signal. On one quiet night, every major planet saw the same flash in their sky, a hologram. It showed Earth, not the real one, but a memory. Cities burning, people screaming, ships leaving Earth, never to return. Council fleets turning away, human children crying as food ran out. Then the screen faded into words. "You taught us silence. Now hear ours." People wept. Others protested. Many questioned their leaders. The Council tried to explain it away, claiming Earth was trying to control minds with images. But too many remembered. Too many now believed Earth had returned, not as a forgotten race, but as a power beyond understanding. And still, Earth said nothing more. No reply, no demands, only silence. But that silence now had weight, a warning, a message. And across the stars, one question burned in every heart. What is Earth planning next? You said. The galaxy watched with nervous eyes. After the strange signals and messages, no one felt safe anymore. Earth had spoken, then gone quiet again. But it was not the silence of weakness. It was the silence before a storm. Then, one quiet morning in the Navorian sector, something massive appeared. A long-range scout ship from the Jarn military was patrolling deep space when its sensors caught something strange. At first, it looked like a shadow, black, motionless, and cold. But as the ship got closer, the shadow moved. It was a ship, a human ship, but nothing like the old designs shown in history files. This one was long and flat, with no windows or engines visible. It didn't shine. It didn't flash. It simply floated through space, smooth like stone, dark like the void itself, silent. The Jarn crew tried to scan it, but their systems crashed. They sent a message. No response. Then something terrifying happened. The human ship turned, slowly. No sound. No weapons raised. Just movement. The Jarn captain shouted for retreat. As they turned away, their systems turned back on. The human ship didn't follow. It simply watched. Footage from that moment went viral. Everyone in the galaxy saw it. Human ships had returned, and they had evolved. The Galactic Council panicked. Emergency orders were given. Borders were reinforced. Fleets were mobilized. Messages were sent to Earth again and again. No answer. Then more ships appeared, first in the Iskar Belt, then in the Hellion Drift, then near the old Sarnan ruins. All of them were human, all of them silent. They did not attack. They did not land. They only moved, slow, steady, and fearless. Each one was different in shape, but all shared one thing. They were built for something the galaxy didn't understand. A Council scout ship tried to get closer to one of the larger Earth vessels. They sent a peaceful greeting. The human ship ignored them. The scout sent a second message. Then came the reply. It was just a voice. Calm, clear, human. You speak now, after centuries of silence. We heard your silence. We remember. The signal ended. The scout ship was allowed to leave, untouched. Now the galaxy was truly afraid. Not because humans had ships, but because humans had patience, because they had not forgotten, and because they had grown stronger in the dark. Tareen, hiding with the Remembers, studied the ship data with wide eyes. These designs, he said softly, they're not for war. They're for something else. What do you mean? Someone asked. They're not chasing, not fighting. They're preparing, watching, waiting. For what? Tareen didn't answer. He didn't know. Meanwhile, across dozens of planets, people began to change. Some feared Earth and called for full war. Others respected Earth and wanted peace. And some began to support Earth, even from inside Council territories. They believed Earth was not a threat. It was a judge, a force returning to remind the galaxy of its crimes. Small groups started painting Earth's flag on walls. Some changed their ship colors to black and blue, the new colors of Earth's fleet. A quiet rebellion was growing. In one remote sector, a small trade station received a strange visitor, a human. Not a hologram, not a message, an actual person. He walked in, calm, dressed in dark clothes with no markings. The station guards froze. No one expected this. The human spoke one sentence. Earth has not come to destroy. Then he handed a device to the station commander and left. When opened, the device played a video, images of Earth rebuilding, humans helping each other, children learning, cities underground, ships being built in silence. The video ended with the Earth flag and one sentence. We rise not to conquer, but to balance what was broken. The station sent the video to nearby systems. It spread quickly. And for the first time in centuries, the galaxy began to wonder, what if Earth wasn't coming back for war, but to lead? The fear remained, but it was now mixed with something else. Curiosity and hope. But deep inside the Galactic Council, the old leaders couldn't accept it. They didn't believe in second chances. They believed in power. And they were about to make a terrible mistake. You said the Galactic Council had made its decision. They were tired of waiting. Tired of being afraid. The appearance of Earth's new ships had shaken the galaxy, and the Council saw their control slipping. More and more planets were beginning to question their rule. Whispers of support for Earth grew louder every day. And worse, some Council members had started to doubt their own actions. That's when Votharn of the Krell Empire stood and shouted during a meeting. Enough waiting. Enough fear. If we strike now, we show the galaxy who is in control. Many agreed with him. Others stayed silent, unsure. But the vote passed. Earth would be challenged. A fleet of 100 warships was prepared. The most powerful vessels from 5 species came together. Krell destroyers, Terran stealth cruisers, Jarn missile carriers, Vekari drone ships, and Xelan beam platforms. It was the largest combined fleet in over a century. Their mission was clear: fly to Earth's outer defense line, send a message demanding surrender or alliance, and if ignored, attack. The galaxy held its breath. The fleet entered the Sol system slowly, shields up, weapons ready. As they approached the invisible wall of satellites surrounding Earth, they'd broadcast a signal. This is the Council Peace Fleet. We request immediate communication with Earth leadership. Respond, or we will assume you are hostile. Silence. They sent the message again. Still silence. Then, the stars changed. Dozens of black shapes appeared, forming a circle around the Council fleet. Human ships, silent, motionless, no energy spikes, no weapons raised, just watching. The Council fleet prepared to fire. And then their systems shut down. Every screen, every weapon, every sensor. Darkness. Then a voice filled their ships. Calm, human, cold. You were given 250 years to reflect. You chose arrogance. The screens came back on, but now all they showed was a single image, a list of dates, names, and planets. Every betrayal, every lie, every time Earth asked for help and was denied. Every council vote, every refusal. This is not war, the voice continued. This is a reminder. Then the human ships moved. They didn't fire. They didn't destroy. They simply passed through the Council fleet, cutting power, disabling engines, and disabling weapons without causing harm. One by one, the Council ships floated, dead in space. Their crews were alive, but powerless. After 20 minutes, the human fleet disappeared, vanishing into the dark. The Council fleet was towed back home by civilian ships. It was the most embarrassing defeat in history. A fleet of 100 stopped without a single shot. News spread fast. People were shocked, not just by the Council's defeat, but by the way Earth handled it. No lives were taken, no damage done, only silence, control, and a message. You are not ready to speak to Earth. On many planets, this moment became known as the silent defeat. It changed everything. For the first time, entire colonies began to fly Earth's colors. They painted their buildings black and blue. They played Earth's message on loudspeakers. They stopped sending taxes to the Council. Even former allies of Earth began sending messages, not of apology, but of respect. We remember the help you gave us. We were wrong. Please, speak to us. But Earth didn't respond. Instead, they started broadcasting something new. Stories. Human soldiers saving alien children during the last galactic war. Human doctors curing alien diseases when no one else tried. Human engineers building power for poor planets. And then, the footage of the betrayals. Ships leaving Earth. Council votes rejecting aid. Smiling leaders turning their backs. The galaxy watched in silence. They couldn't look away. Tareen, now living in a hidden outpost, recorded his thoughts for the network. They're not fighting us, he said. They're reminding us, teaching us. And the more they remind us, the more people listen. Not out of fear, but out of guilt. Even some members of the Council started to question everything. Dela, the quiet Taran leader, spoke during a secret meeting. We cannot fight Earth, not because they are strong, but because they are right. But Votharn still wanted war. They humiliated us. We must answer. Others shook their heads. They gave us a chance, and we failed. Now, the galaxy waited again. But this time, not in fear, in shame. And far away, in the deep black of space, Earth's fleet began to move once more. Slow, silent, unstoppable, toward the Galactic Council's homeworld. The Galactic Council was in chaos. The defeat of their 100-ship fleet without a single shot had shaken them to the core. Their power was questioned. Their authority was crumbling. Across the galaxy, more planets were switching sides, not through war, but through belief. Belief in Earth. Belief in something stronger than weapons. Truth. Then, something no one expected happened. A single small ship appeared near the Council's homeworld. It was human. Small, unarmed, and slow. It entered Council space without shields, without cloaking, without fear. Everyone panicked. Council defense stations prepared to fire. Fighters launched. Missiles were locked. But before they could attack, a message came through. I am a messenger from Earth. I come alone. I bring no threats. Only words. The Council hesitated. After all that had happened, a simple voice was more terrifying than a fleet. The ship landed on the main platform of the Council chamber. Out stepped a human, calm, tall, dressed in black with a symbol of Earth on his chest. He carried no weapons. His name was not given. He simply introduced himself as the Voice. The chamber was silent as he stood before the leaders of 12 species. Their eyes were full of fear, guilt, and anger. He looked at each of them, slowly, then began to speak. 250 years ago, we called for help. We were dying. We had no food, no energy, no way to survive the war you helped create. And what did you do? He tapped a small device. A screen appeared behind him, showing old footage, Council members voting. Earth will not be assisted. Resources are limited. Let them handle their own problems. The voice continued. You left us. You took what you needed from us in your wars. Our soldiers, our tech, our trust. And when we needed you, you turned away. Another image appeared. Earth burning. Cities falling. Families hiding underground. Ships leaving Earth, never to return. But we survived, he said, voice low. We rebuilt. In silence, in darkness, while you laughed, while you forgot us. He paused, letting the weight of his words sink in. You ask why we have returned. It is not for revenge. It is not for power. It is for justice, for truth. The Council leader, Votharn, stood. You dare threaten us here? He roared. You humiliated our fleet. You. I said no threats, the voice interrupted, calm and steady. You brought fleets. We brought silence. You raised weapons. We raised mirrors. You showed who you are. And now we show who we are. Another screen activated. Dozens of planets, one by one, appeared on screen, each declaring independence from the Council, each flying the black and blue flag of Earth, each broadcasting the same message. We choose truth. The Council chamber broke into argument. They're tearing the galaxy apart. This is manipulation. We must prepare for full war. But then the voice raised a hand. Everyone stopped. I bring you one final offer, he said. Step down. End the Council. Return power to the people. Let each world speak for itself. Let truth guide the stars. No one spoke. No one blinked. You have one cycle to decide. Earth will wait, but not forever. And with that, the voice turned and walked away. No guards stopped him. No guns were raised. His ship rose into space, slow and quiet, and vanished into the black. Across the galaxy, people waited. Would the Council listen? Would they fight? Would they survive? No one knew. But everyone knew one thing. Earth had returned, not just stronger, but wiser. And now, they held the galaxy in their hands, not through fear, but through truth. The countdown had begun. The final cycle began. The Galactic Council had one day to answer Earth's offer: step down peacefully, or risk something far worse than war, complete loss of respect and control. Inside the council hall, tension filled the air. Leaders of 12 species argued nonstop. Some shouted for war, others begged for surrender, but most were just, silent, lost. They had ruled the galaxy for centuries, made decisions, built alliances, controlled trade, fleets, knowledge. But now, after one message, one human voice, it all felt weak, empty. Across the stars, planets waited. Billions of people watched their screens. Cities stopped. Markets paused. Even pirates avoided space travel. Everyone was focused on one thing. What would the Council decide? On Earth, deep under the rebuilt capital, the High Command watched too. But they were not afraid. They were patient, calm, prepared. Earth had waited 250 years. They could wait one more day. Inside Earth's command chamber, Admiral Rhea stood beside her officers. If they choose war? Someone asked. Then they never understood who we are, she replied. And we remind them. Back in council space, Votharn paced like a wild animal. His pride burned. He couldn't accept defeat. We should strike now, destroy their fleets before they come for us. But Dela of the Terrans stood up quietly. No, she said. You've already lost. We all have. Not to weapons, not to ships, but to truth. Earth became what we were too afraid to be. One by one, other members agreed. We forgot our duty. We broke the bond. They gave us a chance to fix it. Only Votharn refused. I will never kneel to humans. That night, he left the chamber without speaking to anyone. Some say he went to gather a secret fleet. Others say he simply disappeared, but no one followed him. The next morning, Earth's final message arrived. It was a hologram, simple, clear. A human stood in a garden, not in armor, not on a warship, just standing under the sunlight, with green trees and birds in the background. She smiled gently. We hoped you would listen. We hoped you would learn. But if not, we still walk forward. We will not lead with fear. We will lead with example. Behind her, a flag waved, black, with a glowing blue earth in the center, a symbol of memory, of strength, of peace earned in silence. The message ended with 5 words. We remember, we rise. Together. That was it. The council never replied. 2 days later, the council building was empty. Dela and other peaceful leaders resigned publicly. Some joined Earth's rebuilding program. Others returned to their homeworlds, promising fair rule and open talks. The old council was gone. In its place, something new began. Earth didn't conquer planets. It didn't demand gold or power. It sent teachers, healers, engineers. It offered knowledge to all. No cost, no threat. On poor moons, water flowed again. On broken colonies, lights returned. On war-torn worlds, children smiled as Earth volunteers built schools and greenhouses. They called it the renewal. And it spread faster than any empire ever had. Tareen, now a respected historian and advisor, looked out at a crowd gathered on a small moon. He gave one final speech. Earth was forgotten, buried, left to die. But in the dark, they became something new, not just stronger, but wiser. And now, they don't return as rulers. They return as reminders. The crowd clapped, and somewhere deep in space, black ships passed silently, watching, guiding, protecting. Earth didn't shout anymore. It didn't need to, because now, the stars listened, and the galaxy would never forget Earth again.